Hey, we're live. Hey, everybody. Welcome to the workshop number 244. This is a comedy safe space, so you can denounce the Holocaust. I'm not going to tell your parents. Angie, you're up, or Angela, sorry, you're up first. Let me know when you're ready to begin.
Okay,
I'll start your time. And also what your topic is.
right. So my topic was structures. Some of them are about like physical structures, and some of them are about organic or social structures. So my jokes were. With some structures, you automatically know where you are. For example, the Sydney Opera House, I'm in Australia. The pyramids, I'm in Egypt. Donald Trump's hair, it's the apocalypse. Oh man, my phone just died. Imagine if IKEA was around in 2000 BC. Everyone could have had a flat pack pyramid. The instructions would have been in hieroglyphics, and instead of an Allen key, it would come with 1,000 slaves for assembly.
Oh,
This is why I can never be a gallery curator. I was at the Modern Art Gallery and they had a display of painted car bonnets on the wall. Now, my first instinct would be to string them all up together, hang them in the middle of the room, and call it an automobile. Prince Philip has stated that Prince Harry has abdicated his responsibilities for a life of self-centered celebrity. Prince Harry was too busy working and earning an income to respond, but if he had, it would have been something along the lines of, yeah, well, you're not my real granddad, because Diana was a slut.
okay. Oh.
Have you heard they're 3D printing organs now? So I've had my muscles 3D printed, so they were toner. I had my fingers 3D printed, so they were digital. And I had my boobs 3D printed, so I could finally weigh them properly. Yeah, so that's all my jokes.
All right, that was awesome. Good.
Okay.
Feedback.
The second joke, I didn't quite catch the end, so I didn't get a chance to figure out what that was, but I did like the image of a 3D boob, and then just making it over and over again until you make your perfect size. That sounds like a day of fun for me. That's if they had that anywhere in Home Depot, I would go. That was pretty funny.
Thanks.
I really like the bit where you're talking about like the 3D printing of organs and how you can like I don't know, 3D print like different parts of your body. I thought if you like went into a completely different direction, like if you're like I don't know, I'm just 3D printing I don't know, like tails, I'm 3D printing like cat ears, I'm 3D printing like a pig's liver just to see if I could do it. I don't know.
Yeah.
We can somehow get like the schematics of The Rock, and you're like, yeah, I'll just steal all of his body parts and just like attach them on me.
Yeah.
Oh no, that was good. I like that. Also, the jokes were a little bit darker in the beginning. Your joke with Diana being a slut, I was like, oh man. Lots of people don't go there, so instead of the Allen key, the idea of cabinets to come with 1,000 slaves. I thought that was really good.
Oh, thanks.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to say anything.
Did you
just stare at you guys?
Oh, all right.
Let me see.
Oh.
Sorry, I have a really slow brain when it comes to feedback.
I mean, it's free, so take your time.
Well, shall we move on to Danny?
Well, Danny isn't next. Lexi's next. But yeah, I guess we can. Lexi, you're up next. Let me know when you're ready to begin, and also what your topic is, and I will start your time.
Absolutely. I'd love to hear your feedback because now I really want to know. Now I'm Now I'm anxious. I feel like you're gonna have, yeah, because you have loading time. Now I'm excited, like a buffering before a porn video. So that wasn't my time. you can start it now. My topic was switching, and the hat is pretty much tells itself. I don't do much switching on a regular day basis. I walk pretty freaking straight, as straight as possible, but I really didn't know what the fuck to do with switching at all. But what it did was make me upset because I don't feel like I switch anything. But in fact, on a daily basis, I switch personalities like somebody would switch vapes or you say underwear, but it's 2021. I know a lot of people switch underwear like that. We're all at the house. But I think it's fun, and I have a professional job as a stoner that I can like call on phone and like waste certain people's times because they're already high. Like certain things you know when you answer the phone. So I do get to switch who they think they're talking to every time I answer the phone. So I just figure I'd give you guys a couple of the interpretations on what happens if you call my shop. Not that I would be rude to any customer, but if you have time, so do I. You're smoking weed, I'm smoking weed. Let's just be here together. So the first one, thank you for calling so-and-so. This is Lexi. How may I help you? Hi, I'm looking for cookies. Let me put you on the phone with my manager. You can get a little more detail. What kind of cookies were you looking for? Because if you call in about cookies and smoking weed and you talking about the cookies packages, I'm not a label whore. We don't do that here. If you talking about chocolate chip cookies, we can get some chocolate chip. I'm down with chocolate chip cookies. You know, matter of fact, let me get Lexi back. And she'll just run you down the whole menu. I got stuff to do. I got cookies to attend to now. Thank you. And I would just like to keep big going for however long that call ends. The next call happens. I feel like there's not many Karens to speak for in Washington. It's more of something between a very passive aggressive Valley girl and like Bubbles off of Powerpuff Girls. But like the in between is, hi, I was calling to see if you guys had any kosher or vegan, any low calorie, gluten-free. Tracy, you're off of what, to the kale, kids, drama, husband, what? Oh, kale free, any of those edibles in stock by chance? Fucking no, and don't show up here. And my next one is New Yorker. I feel like New Yorkers don't have an exact accent. I feel like, in my humble opinion, we just enunciate stuff unexceptionally and unnecessarily, but it's to put the passion that, you know, the sprinkle, the basil, you know, the bay leaf, the oregano, you know, of the sentence. Because I could tell you no, I don't want to buy anything for you. This is a business and that's considered solicitation. But something about the fact, no, fuck off, son, because nah, whatever you selling, it's not running here. Just runs way better off of it. So that is what I got for myself for switching. Thank you for tuning in. That's my time.
Awesome. You guys have any feedback?
With the different voices that you were doing, I wish that you were kind of saying like crazier stuff with them. Like when you switch over to the manager, I expected you to be very like, don't waste my time with this, you dirty stoner. And then switch back to Lexi, and then Lexi being like, oh my goodness, sorry, I have to give the phone to whomever. I don't know. I thought you could do like more, more crazy stuff that the manager could be saying, or more crazy things. I really like the other joke where you're going into the subtle like shade that you're throwing when you were like, what you off, kale, kids, drama, husband? I was like, God damn, that list got like really, I know, personal, really fast.
Thank you.
That was a good set. I like those jokes.
I like the concept of someone asking for gluten-free or whatever else free edibles because it's like a health-conscious stoner. I think that's a really funny concept. I think you could maybe do a bit more with the whole concept of a health-conscious stoner.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I could definitely do that. And the funny thing is I feel like, oh, sorry, no, I wanted to hear the last feedback. I apologize. Go ahead.
Yeah,
I
you're
think
from
we
New York.
were fussy about where the stoner was getting their food from too. Like, who made this? Is this was this made in a factory that supports like peanut allergies and stuff like that? I don't know.
They practice on gerbils or small teenagers,
Yeah, they're
kids.
really
Is this,
picky.
what is yes?
I'm really hungry, but I'm really picky.
Okay. I like that thought because it's. I feel like it's a double negative. We actually do have healthy snacks that are kosher and gluten free and such. But there's no low fat water. There's no 0 calorie, 100 calorie. There's a certain limit or whatever. But
Yeah.
I will take that in consideration. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay, you're from New York.
Yes, sir.
Okay, because I know every borough has their own like distinct accent, kind of. Well, not necessarily like super distinct, but
I feel like
I was
persona or
wondering,
like.
I'm sorry.
No, you go ahead. I feel like it's the same thing as any one city. Like they're always going to say like this talks like this, the same way Hispanics are like Islanders. They will be within the same denomination but have different dialects or whatever. I'm not really from a specific borough. I was born somewhere and then just passed more around. Not in a prostitution way though.
Yeah, but I was saying like for the switching thing, like what if you could like you had to switch it up every time you change boroughs? That could be fun.
That's pretty fun.
You guys have any more feedback? Any closing remarks?
No.
I made most
you
of that
were
up on
saying-
the fly, so I'm really happy that you guys enjoyed that.
Yeah, it was good.
Thank you. And I forgot to mention the Diana joke. Yes, because why be royalty? Because you can have both lives. Why, because you bald headed host shit. But I'm also a queen. I like that. I like that mentality.
Thanks.
That's all.
Nice. Okay, next up. I'm excited for this one. Danny, let me know when you're ready to begin, and I will start your time and also what your topic is.
Okay, so my my premise or my subject for this week is Peter Pan.
Oh man.
Yeah, that was so specific. I hadn't even watched a movie. I had to go and do some research and watch the movie. Have you guys ever watched like the old Peter Pan or how weird it is? I was sitting next to my girlfriend. She actually said, "Yeah, we were banned from watching this because we jumped off our wardrobe after watching this." How many kids did that? Everybody's saying that people are like, video games are corrupting this youth's nation. Like, you got old people building airplanes in their backyard, trying to talk to God, trying to Peter Pan. Like, anybody with an iPhone would never have built their own airplane. If iPhones came before airplanes would have never been made. There's so much shit to do on this thing. Then, like, I don't know, go in the backyard with your brother and try to make things out of like scrap. God. I love how Peter Pan is hunted by grown men. Is that weird? Anybody else out that your arch nemesis is a child or like a gang of children? And like, what about his crew? Like, how did he meet them? Like, is there a LinkedIn in Neverland? Like, was he just on the docks and he's like, "Hey, I'm looking for some people to hunt some children," and the guy's like, "Oh, I'm a pro right here, man. Well, I'm really passionate about finding lost boys." And you're like, Jesus Christ, that guy's got an eye patch. I believe him. You're hired. Also, I was thinking about Peter Pan too, because he was saying like, "Oh, the Lost Boys have been here forever." And I'm like, where the fuck did you find them? Where'd you get these Lost Boys from? And I was thinking because Wendy was in the room with the other two like brothers, and I'm like, thank God she was there because Peter Pan knows he has to bring them back. Wendy was the only woman to have visited Neverland in a long time. I wrote some jokes that were kind of going in with Jeffrey Epstein and his he was like a visitor to, or he owns Neverland Island. Yeah, I don't know. I went onto a rant because all children's movies were just weird. I watched Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. After that, we just went on a binge of old movies. It's a man that literally lures people in to his factory with chocolate, and nobody cares about this. It's like a children's death, I don't know, thing. And then Grandpa Joe, who's horribly disabled until he hears about a chocolate factory, just jumps up out of bed and he's like, "Yeah, I'll take you, Charlie. Let's go." And he doesn't even like care about the children that are dying off. He's like, "I guess we just continue forward." Like, there's a child that have died, and he's like, Grandpa Joe couldn't care less. He's like, "We're gonna get that money, Charlie. We're gonna get that money. I'm gonna push you fucking kids into that chocolate pool. Anything I have to do to get that money. I'm not eating boiled cabbage again for dinner." I don't know. I had a whole like theory that Grandpa Joe was secretly murdering these children to like try and get, because you can't really guarantee that you're gonna win. And all the other kids are like, "Hey, that kid had a TV set, or that kid was a millionaire. They had a factory or something." Grandpa Joe's like, "I have nothing to live for. I'm eating boiled cabbage. I'm bedridden with 3 other people. Like, I'm gonna kill some fucking kids if that's what it takes for me to get this chocolate factory." Yeah, I think I'm gonna end it there because the rest of them go off way off topic from Peter Pan. So yeah, I'm gonna end it there.
Yay, sweet, awesome. You guys have any? I actually really like that. You guys have any feedback?
Well, it was all good. I like that the stuff that you came up with Peter Pan and the, adults hunting children and that sort of stuff. But there's also, there's a very obvious kind of joke to be made about Peter Pan because he's the boy that never grew up. And I think there's lots of men in society that you can kind of attribute that quality to, like people that who have that Peter Pan quality and they just never grew up, kind of thing.
I didn't even think about taking that angle. That is a good angle to have, yeah. I also was thinking, because we saw the other one with Robin Williams and how he comes back to the world and grows up and is an adult and then goes back and relearns to be Peter Pan. I'm like, what if he went back in college? Like, what if he just took 2 years breaks and he went back with the Lost Boys? Like, let's get drunk, guys. And they're like, "Oh, you've changed so much."
And then they all they go to sip the drink and they start falling asleep. And,
oh God, that's so bad.
It's like I learned this at a frat party.
Yeah.
Or like in the 90s, known for like clashes, they sip a drink and all of a sudden it fades into Alice in Wonderland.
Yeah. Okay. Peter, those are good notes. Thank you.
I like the pointing out like 90s had a theme of whole men, like you said, multiple like full grown 40-plus-year-old men were thrown away their whole lives for whatever reason to run after children. And it wasn't, it was our younger minds, but it wasn't like they had treasure. Like there wasn't no obvious reason. It wasn't like they had a chocolate fountain. Like you said in Willy Wonka, nothing. It was nothing there that they needed. They were just like, "No, we're going to get up today. Take the kids down. I don't know what it is. Cut it out."
I don't understand what the eventual was. I remember there was some Indian like princess or something. There was some native princess and they were trying to take there was no gold. There was just like, we're gonna fucking kill some kids today.
Yeah, they're like, "This too happy. Cut this off." Their happiness, cut it off.
What if they're just scared of Captain Hook? They're like, "Man, he had a hook. It was pointy. What was I supposed to do?"
Yeah, but I feel like there's a stopping point. Like maybe it's just a New Yorker thing, but like you just one hook. I got like 18 people that eat boogers for breakfast. I'm not really scared of the hook. They actively have like diseases. We are past nose running. Who's changing their diapers? Like no one's taking care of them. Our caves are probably scarier than your hook, just being honest. Your boat has at least seen water. We haven't. Like, and it was all boys, like he said, until Wendy. She was the cleanest motherfucker there. Everybody else probably smelled like nacho cheese, ball sweat, and regret. Like, I don't know. And then, like you said, Wendy was the first and last. So it wasn't like she raised the bar too much. She was just like there, and it was like, oh, okay, so this is what you invited me here. Like you show up and like he looked all good on Tinder, but then you show up and it was a studio apartment. His couch is like 5 feet from the door. Oh, this is different. Oh, I don't judge, but I don't know what this is. This is unholy. I feel it. I like that.
Like
I feel like you could dig into that. Like, yeah, like he takes like his luggage is also the Walmart bags. Like I can take the Walmart bags being garbage, but if we're about to go on a trip, hold up. You don't have at least a Target bag, you know? Target bags, you know, you get a couple of more uses out of those. Walmart's get there, get back. That's it.
That is the first time I've ever heard of using a Walmart bag as a luggage. Like instead of a purse, it's a Walmart bag.
Yeah, that overnight bag. Yeah, you just throw a shirt in there, some socks real quick, wrap that up, throw it over your shoulder like Bugs Bunny. On the way.
Okay, that's good. That's a good angle to have. Thank you.
Yeah, for the chocolate factory thing, I used to do the thing where it's the only good thing is that they let the parents go with the kids, because imagine how weird it would have been if it was just the kids. Like, because you don't want to send your kids for him to take them on a tour of his chocolate factory. He ends up taking himself on a tour of theirs.
Oh, that's good.
Well said. I like the tea sip after. I like
You
that.
can have that. I don't do that anymore. It's like,
You didn't get
Gotcha,
past the
gotcha.
front lobby. You're like, yeah, the chocolate factory is starting right now.
You didn't know that you guys had the golden ticket.
yeah, it's not like, well, that's not a golden ticket. That's a Magnum condom.
Like, what? You spelled it wrong.
Good. That is good.
That's funny.
Oh.
Any more feedback, you guys? Okay, I guess it's my turn to tell some incredibly well-prepared, pre-written jokes. My topic is video games. Oh, shit. This is actually a good topic. I wasted it. Well, whatever. Okay, video games. Let me see. Video games. When I grew up, my family, we'd always have like technology that was probably like 15 years behind everything else. So like video games were always like something I enjoyed as a kid. Like you take like a bunch of videos and you could stack them up like dominoes, and then like you could push one down and they'd work just like dominoes. Or you could like you could throw them at like your little brother or something, like a ninja star, and it would hit them in the head and hurt them, and you would laugh and laugh and laugh, and they would start bleeding, and then you get in trouble, so you go to the hospital, and then it turns out you're freakishly strong, like that like in that movie with the kid where he broke his arm and could throw the baseball really fast. So yeah, you gave your little brother a concussion, but you have a promising career as a major league pitcher. It was worth it, honestly. It was worth it. A lot more games you could play with videos, I guess. Video games. No, but really, we had like an N64 for like my entire childhood, so I got really good at Super Smash Brothers, but only that one. And let me see. Have any of you shit your pants as an adult, or in memory? I don't see the rest of you saying anything. Angela, you're looking mighty still. Are you frozen?
He's trying to hold it in.
Yes,
Trying not to become part of the group.
No, I'm just saying I shit my pants all the time. I shit my pants yesterday, honestly. It's just part of life. Shit your pants sometimes. Sometimes it's not pants. Sometimes it's a Kirby costume or something. I don't know. Yeah, video games. I wonder, like, because they always wanted to say, like, video games would cause, like, a lot of shootings. But how come no one has invented a mass shooting video game? Like, where it's just, like, you go into, like, it's just that part. There's no plot or anything. It's just you spawn outside of a school, and then you go in there and don't shoot anybody, because what the fuck is wrong with you? But you could if you wanted to. Just like in real life. Let me see. I wonder, you think like two people ever wanted to shoot up a school on the same day, and then like one started before the other one, so then the other one was like, no, not on my watch. You're not gonna steal my thunder. So they shot that person. Then they're a hero now, and then that was how that ended. Like it turned out to be a heartwarming story about a prevented tragedy. Anyway, I'm done. You guys have any feedback?
You just made that up? Did you just read? You're like, oh, video games. Did you just open up the message to read your your theme?
Yeah, I do that every time. It's fun.
Okay, I also liked how as soon as you said video games, you started going off track, like not playing video games, but everything that you could do but play the video game. Like you can use them as dominoes, you can use them as a throwing star to hit your brother. I'm like, what about actually like, have you never played a video game and had a funny story about that? I like that you went in a completely different way. That movie reference was really weird and specific. Like, what if you were super strong like that kid threw a baseball?
What movie was that?
What's he talking about?
What movie was that? It's like an 80s movie.
I kind of have a recollection of it too. I kind of remember. That's why I was like, this is so weird that he's going so specific, and I kind of understand. Your school shooter joke where one school shooter shows up and he starts shooting the school, and he's like, you're not going to steal my thunder. And he shoots that other guy. And it's kind of like a plot twist that he's the hero now. And everyone's like, oh, you're the best. And he's like, oh, this is what I wanted. This is just what I should have done.
Oh,
I think
Rookie of the Year.
Yeah.
Sorry.
That was good. I don't know. Plan sets are better. I don't know what to tell you. But from you got a couple good premises there, Ron.
Oh, thank you. Sweet. Yeah, I need to rewatch Rookie of the Year. Yes?
Oops, sorry. Angela, do you want to go first, or did you? Do you want to go first?
With feedback, I was struggling to hear, so I missed most of the set. Like he's talking really quietly, and I have hearing problems, and I just couldn't make out most of the set. So I don't really have much in the way of feedback.
Oh, damn. Do you have any headphones?
No.
Oh. Well, I could talk louder, I guess. I'll try. Anyway.
Shit, I forgot. Cool.
Oh, sorry?
I just burped and I forgot I was on because I was like, excuse me, yeah. But I was like, it sounded, after I made the sound, it sounded like, and then I was like, what? Oh, I'm on the phone with people. But now, my only feedback is I have siblings, so thank you for making that sibling similarity, because I think I love them to death. But if they ever accidentally got hit by something that I did, I don't think I say sorry. I just kind
of. Oh, I guess that's just what happened.
You'd be like, wow. So next time we know, what did we learn? And so I like that very much. And then you were on video games and you said, like, what if we made up a game? I don't know why suddenly Sims came to mind, because in Sims, obviously that is as graphic and as evolved as it I'm sure will be one day for no good reason. But I love the thought of like Sim school shooter version where you just walk straight into the school and blow it up, and then like the Grim Reaper is waiting for you outside. Like you blow up the school, but or you shot the school or whatever, but you're also dead and you just die, and that's the end of the game. Where you get to do exactly what you wanted, but it has no plot, no purpose. You did that. Good job. So now what? Because once you restart the game, there it is. But
That sounds like a really fun game.
you know, you never know till you try. You could be a video game designer. Let me know about it. I won't. I'll watch from afar, but I'll be there for your success if it is indeed that. That was all for me.
Okay, cool. I will mention you by name. Awesome. This next part is the part where if you have any premises you want to work on, or like if you have jokes you want to work on, or if you want to say the N-word, you do that. Angela, you're up first again. Let me know when you're ready to begin, and I will start your time.
Okay, I'm ready. What's the dress code for a second impeachment? Last resort wear. My cat went missing the other day. It took me most of the day to find him, and he was quite adorably playing with the kids at the daycare centre down the road. I realised two things as I picked him up and carried him out of the centre like the other mum. One, that I had reached peak cat lady, and two, that this would make a great story to tell at his admissions interview for private school. He is fixed after all. Even though he did piss in a daycare sandpit.
Oh.
I went on a Tinder date recently and it started off well. So we went back to his penthouse and we walked through the door and go to sit on the couch and he whips off his pants and says, "Suck my cock." A couple of things go through my head and oddly enough, one of those things was not his cock. As I look down, the main thing I think is, wow, he probably should not have done all that cocaine. Now, pay attention to the people who just got that joke. They're the people who know that cocaine can shrink the size of the penis by up to 25%. You might want to party with them later. I mean, the whole thing would have fit in my mouth with room to spare. And guys have been known to complain about my strong gag reflex. And by guys, I mean my dentist, of course, because he has a large cock. When I was a kid, I decided one day that I didn't want to go to school. Mum said that was fine, but did I want to go for a drive instead? I said, sure, and then she drove me to school. She thought she was so damn clever. What would have been cleverer would have been to get me to change out of my pajamas first. Rightio.
Okay.
So that's the stuff I'm working on at the moment.
Okay, that was great.
Awesome.
I like that a lot.
Oh yeah, that was great.
Oh,
You guys
thank
have
you.
any feedback?
I'm not even gonna lie. I didn't fully hear every joke, but I listened to how you told that. You kept it steady, but like I knew when the punchline was coming, and I was still looking forward to it every time. That was very fabulously done. And the jokes that I did, like especially at the pajamas, because that's what you got me. I will probably still be in my pajamas. I like the full picture, or what you thought was a full picture was painted, and then there's like one more thing. I like that in the joke sequence. That was very well done.
Oh, thank you.
Speaking of fully hearing, Speaking of fully hearing things, Lexi, I don't know, would it be possible to mute your mic when you're typing in the future? Because it was quite audible on my end anyway.
Typing?
Or were you typing, or what was that? It was like, it sounded like keystrokes. I assumed it was keystrokes. It could have been like, I don't know, a small gremlin running across your table. I don't know.
There's nothing in here but me and God himself.
Okay, well, okay, I thought it was maybe it was one of you guys. I don't know, but there was a noise.
I'm a traditional black person. Don't scare me like that. What the fuck do you mean you heard some shit that I didn't hear on my side of the fucking mic?
In the middle of the session, I saw something appear behind you on the left corner.
Exactly. This isn't TikTok. I will throw this shit and be gone. Wait a minute. These are black curtains. Wait a minute. I thought I set this up.
I thought I saw a face.
Don't do this.
Wait, hold on. Is the window open or something? Because that sounded.
It's like on the real note. It's literally. But got you next time.
I've got.
It's great hearing.
Really loose eardrums. I have no idea. Whatever. Continue with the feedback.
Angela, I really like your one-liners. I think they're really funny. I like that there's not a lot of extra fluff to your jokes. You get to them right away. There's not a lot of waiting, and there's not a lot of like humming and hawing. I agree with Lexi. Like, you know the structure of the joke, and I know when the punchline is going to happen. And I like that. I like that I can follow it along. Like, that's good.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah. Are you actually going on Tinder dates right now? Is Australia pretty open?
Actually, I've just recently started dating a doctor of all things.
Okay.
So I'm off the Tinder at the moment.
Oh, there you go. By the way, that joke with your dentist, you're like, I have a strong gag reflex with my dentist. You're like, because this cock won't fit in my mouth. I'm like, oh my God. That's so unbelievably inappropriate. I love that. Yeah, that was really fun. I think that was my favorite one.
Oh, thanks.
Sorry. I just thought it was joke, but I'm not gonna say it. It's too mean. You guys have any more feedback?
No, now I kind of want to know what joke you came up with. This is a safe space. So
Yeah, hey, come on.
It'd be like a self-deprecating thing, you know, like anyway. I mean,
You're so awkward. I love it so much, man.
Oh no,
the gremlin agrees.
I enjoy it. I'm fully aware of how awkward I come off.
I like
I
it.
lean into it because it's fun. Yeah, I forgot everything that happened. Sorry.
Is it my turn to do? I think it's my turn to do offset or whatever, or freestyle or whatever it is.
Yeah, let me know when you're ready to begin. I'll start your time.
Sure, it's not going to be long. In my head dick joke too. So no, we're gonna go over that. I'm not that lesbian. I'm pretty open-minded. I like to explore things before I decide. I've obviously already decided on that team. But men, I don't dislike them by any chance. There's attractive men. I'm attracted to certain men. I do maybe have a little bit of high standards. Chris Hemsworth. Yes, I like him as Thor, thick Thor. Thank you. But I don't hate them. I just know that there's a better species, and that's just that, you know. That's how I became a lesbian. I don't need the right man, and it's not that I need to meet the right man and have sex with the right man. I'm sure along the road I have. It's that I already did, and the problem is that he was gay and that he didn't like me. So I don't know where that sets me, so I'm just currently licking pussy at the moment. But he's living his best life, and that's what I'm here for. I was the support that he needed at the moment. I don't have daddy issues because you can't have issues with something that you don't have. You know, it's almost impossible. You can't miss something you never got. It's kind of like presents. I like boobs. I feel like everyone likes boobs, but like man boobs is a different kind of thing because, you know, that's actually going through life and being like, no, I'm not going to wear a bra because I'm a man. You should wear a bra. I'd be a great straight girlfriend if you like your bros or whatever with 2 dicks and 2 sandwiches, or you're not getting no pussy and we're not getting any sandwiches because after we sleep together, I'm not getting up to do anything. I'm not saying I'm more masculine. I'm just saying if you want a sandwich, you should bring us both back one, right? Another reason we can't match because if we're wearing the same clothes, I can't trust you. Because if you're stealing my clothes and you look better than them, I'm just going to have to go back to PTSD and think you're gay. And then I'm just going to question my gay sexuality. We're going to be anti-gay together. And that's just not going to work in the right rainbow. But they did. Guys did have a chance when I was younger. I had slept with this dude, but like in the young people way of like fooling around and you kissing and you kiss for like 3 minutes and be like, we pretty much had sex. Like I probably should go get a pregnancy test. But he had a choice right before. He had to choose between between Yu-Gi-Oh cards or sex, and he chose sex. And later on that day, I asked the same question to a girl. She chose Yu-Gi-Oh cards. So here I am today as the gay fair I am, and I'm happy to provide y'all with quality. I'm not gonna say quality comedy content, but quality something. Quality something. That's all.
Okay.
That was great.
You guys have any feedback?
I really like the joke where, sorry, go ahead.
Oh no, you go.
I like the joke with the man boob where you're like, listen, you need a bra, just get a bra. Like, just because you're a man doesn't mean that you don't need this thing. That was really funny.
Yeah.
You can lean
That
a
was
little
my
bit more.
favorite too.
Yeah. I thought you could lean a little bit more into the spite that you had with your ex-man, or you're like, I love this man. He turned out to be gay. So I went gay just in spite of him. You're like, yeah, we're both. I'm with that shit, huh? Or I don't know. I thought that was a really funny situation that probably doesn't happen to a lot of people. Yeah, that was a good set. I like all the different things that I like, especially that you use personal stuff in there. I find that, like, I don't know, even though you think you're like, oh, this is really personal and just happened to me, that it'll connect randomly with some person. Yeah, that man boob joke was, was perfect, because I thought the same thing. I'm like, yeah, maybe some guys do need bras.
And because I don't have any, body confident and concerns, whatever rapper you want to be in, that's fine. But rap it correctly. As long as it's wrapped correctly, you can bring the dish to the table. When it's unwrapped and it just looks all over the place, then I don't want to eat it. I can't do that. Thank you. I will keep. Thank you very much. That gay joke was something I've never told before because it was very personal. Down to the fact that we had the same initials except for one letter, and. In 8th grade, that means you were fucking meant to be together. Like Disney verified this.
There you go.
This was supposed to be. Yeah, this got to be it. And it wasn't, but it was good to hear good feedback. Thank you so much. I will definitely use that then. And the man boobs.
There's also something about with Thor. Thor is like the best example of mankind. Like there's something around, being attracted to, obviously he's a fantastic specimen, like the best example of what you can get as a man. And so quite often women will say, I'm straight, but, I'd go Ruby, what's her last name? Ruby,
Rose.
Ruby Rose.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, because she's absolutely gorgeous. She's like the best example of womankind kind of thing. And so, are those women really bisexual when they're going for the best example of a woman? Like, so I don't know. I think there's a bit of something there to play with.
Okay. That's funny. I was just having that exact same, like you pulled the very name that I used, conversation with my coworkers. I was like, there's certain people that are attractive and there's certain people that don't count for like sex for attractive. Ruby Rose doesn't count. She's a her, but it doesn't count in all attractive. Gabrielle Union, I don't care who you are. She happens to be a female in all attractive. Sherman Moore. He also has a penis, but mostly just in all of it. All of it is attractive. It's very nice. Johnny Depp. Yeah. It's whatever it is, I'm willing to take it. You got it. I got it.
Yeah.
All right. So
are you guys familiar with the Gift of the Magi?
That sounds very familiar.
I hear. Yeah.
The story about I forgot how it goes, but basically, I think it's like a husband and wife. The husband gets a wife, but the gifts keep canceling each other out. That's pretty much the story. Like he'll get her a comb for her hair, but she sold her hair to buy him a watch band, but he sold the watch to get her the comb, or some shit like that,
Okay, yeah, that's pretty good.
Okay, so if both of you were gay, could there be like you guys try to change for the other one, but like it just didn't work. Like I don't know.
No, I think it worked too much. Like I think you're on the right track exactly, but it worked too much, and that was the thing. So, without putting this whole person's business out there, because I forgot we're still on live, he would need someone to walk to the nurse's station. I didn't give a shit. I don't have a clique. I was never been a person to like this specific people.
I'm not talking about what actually happened. I'm talking about a joke where it happens in the joke. Would it be like? Would that be a doable joke?
Well, so yeah, I was gonna end with like I had to walk into the nurse's office, right? Because someone would walk with you to make sure you can make it to the nurse's office. That's all you needed. That was the bare minimum, right? But I went with him because you're not gonna ask questions of a 5'9" woman. Basically, looks like Bow Wow, but bigger. I have double D cups where not even 6 months ago I barely had a chest. And the only aspiration I have is gym and eating. That's the only time you can socially talk to me, and I will talk to you back in 8th grade. So imagine like little Cleo walking with like a what's the creator of Facebook kind of guy? He was very skinny.
Mark Zuckerberg.
And there you go, like a Mark Zuckerberg kind of person. That was the joke. He didn't have to assert his dominance because I was his dominance, trying to be more feminine, if that makes sense. And me being feminine gave him the credit with the guys. He didn't have to ask twice because technically I always go to the girls' bathroom. So technically, by the illiterate minds of 2008, I am a girl. I am still a girl. But would you check me for it? Like, would you walk to me for? Absolutely not. We don't have time for that.
That's interesting. That's an interesting premise. If you can pull that off,
confused, but okay.
It's kind of like, do you know what a fag hag is?
I only know about it from The Message by Grandmaster Flash. I don't know in practice.
Okay, so basically it's like your extra person, your extra badge. So like magnets, you attract negative, everything that you lack, they better. So that's a fag hag. They're not gay, but you are, and vice versa. They may suck at fashion, you're great at fashion. You hate your job, they're great at their job, so they give you aspiration to go back to your job. I don't know how to. It's the Seth Rogen and the other person. One of those. I don't know how to answer.
No, it was like you come in with a strap on, and he's like, "Oh man, I had every hole in my body sewn shut," or something like that. I don't know. Anyway.
Ooh, okay. That kind of okay. Some human centipede kind of okay. I got you. Pick it up and put it down. All right.
It's just my luck.
Yeah, I got you. I like that actually.
Yeah, like okay. Danny, you're up next. Let me know when you're ready to begin, and start your time.
I got a wide kind of thing that I've been working on. I'm gonna try some Corona jokes because I don't do them often. The benefits of Corona, I think outweigh the bad. Because I hate seeing old people in public, and now I can tell them go home. I go to the food court and I go, "Get out of here, Mabel! Get out of here! Go home! I don't want to see your face. I don't want you counting change in the checkout. Okay? I don't need to do that anymore. You get to go home." Another thing is the mask. The mask is really a benefit to me because after sex, it always prevents me from getting recognized in police lineups. I'm so sorry. Oh God, these are some really stupid fucking. Kobe sacrificed himself so that no matter if you make that shot or not, you can still yell Kobe. Even if you miss and it like splatters all over the wall, you just go Kobe. Or if you get it perfectly in, you're like, that was before the hell. Yeah, okay. Have you guys ever sneezed inside your mask? What are you supposed to do when you sneeze? You can't like take it off and like sneeze. So I just sneeze and let my boogers like run down my lip and I'm still talking to people at my job, and I can feel it like just resting on my lip, and I'm like, am I supposed to pretend I'm not just like a walrus right now? Like, how am I supposed to be professional with that in my mask? I have a concept that I'm kind of working on right now. I grew up as an immigrant to the country, and it was hard because nobody really liked us. You know, we were poor as shit. Everybody fucking hated immigrants. And it's not that it's changed. Everybody still hates immigrants. But now I got some like street cred with me, you know? I get to go talk to other immigrant kids and I'd be like, man, we were so poor growing up. You know, our house was always in shambles. And then the other kid would be like, oh, really? So you grew up in a house? And you kind of like twist it on me, like, fuck. It becomes like a whole thing to see who's got more like poor immigrant street cred. Like it almost reads like a soft porn, you know? Like I tell stories with other friends. I'm like, you know, we used to look through all of our jeans for loose change just so we can buy a can of tuna for dinner. And people be like, oh, God damn, that's so poor. That's so poor. Another guy goes, yeah, we used to go down to Value Village and buy all the soup cans with no labels. We called them shinies. And what was for dinner was always just a prize. And you're like, that's so poor. I can't believe that's so poor. It's almost like a rap battle, but with how poor you are stories. God, that is fucking terrible. Anybody else notice that as soon as they get into a relationship that other single people become way more interested in them for some reason? Like, I swear to God, it's even people in my family that are like, they hold hugs a little bit longer with my girlfriend. Like, I know you guys are siblings, but like, he's giving her weird compliments. He's like, Lada, you've lost a lot of weight. Or Lada, you look good in them jeans. I'm like, okay, man, take it easy now, okay? I don't know. Every time he gives her a hug before we go away for like a family outing or something, he goes, oh, your hair smells so good. Or he just holds on a little bit longer. Oh, you feel so good. Am I supposed to beat up her brother? What am I supposed to do here? If that was any other guy, I would kick their ass. God, I hope these aren't too weird. Okay. I don't think I could date an anti-masker, you know? And it's not because I have some sort of political view. I just don't think they'd be kinky enough for me. You know what I mean? Like, if I can't get you to wear a mask, I have a whole gimp suit in the closet. I have a whole leather outfit. You don't want to put this on? I have a 10-inch set of dildo. You're not going to wear that, huh? Oh, I can't breathe. Oh, really? So you don't like choking in bed either, huh? Oh. I also wrote here, if you don't wear a mask, I'm not going to let you spit in my mouth, and I'm going to find a way to include that, to incorporate it. Lots of people around me have been having babies lately, and they kind of look at me and go, Danny, you should hold the baby. You should hold the baby. What is this? I don't want to hold the baby. It means so much more to you than it will to me. Like, why do you want me to hold this squishy, kind of goopy? I have no maternal instinct. In fact, I'm pretty sure if I drop the baby, it'll like boing, like bounce right back up to my hand, and I'll have to go around to like, you know, give me your baby, and like I'll bounce people's babies just to show them. And then one day I'll be at the park and be like, here, give me your baby, watch this. And I go to bounce, I'm like, oh, it doesn't work with girls. It's your fault. You should have told me it doesn't work with girls. I'll end it with this one because it happened pretty recently. If you guys can't tell, I like to get high. I like to get high during the day, and my girlfriend gets mad at me. So I try to like do stuff around the house to show that I was like productive. Because you can't get hot or you can't get mad at me, you know, if the house is clean and the dishes are done. You know, it's still a woman. She goes, okay, everything's done, whatever. But this time I got really, really stoned. So I put on some like background podcast to like just so I can't hear my heart beating in my chest. And I got so stoned that I started thinking that they could hear me on the other line, like it was some two-way audio. And so I started putting everything away really quietly, like going around the house, like making sure that like the dishes don't clack when I put them away in the cupboard. And then my girlfriend comes home and she sees me acting all quiet, like putting dishes away. She goes, "Are you high?" I'm going, "Can you keep your voice down? I'm on I fucked that one up. I'm on a conference call with Joe Rogan." Yeah, those are my jokes that I've been working on so far.
All right, yay, sweet.
I should probably like just clap my hands and not the.
Okay, dear.
Nice.
That was fun. I
You
enjoyed
guys have any
that.
feedback? Oh, those were solid.
I have a couple, I guess. But now that I'm
Do you
looking
think I
at
can-
them,
Yeah.
sorry, go ahead.
Yeah,
now I'm
please.
looking at it.
Okay.
I wrote them like the shittiest way. Like I'm really big on handwriting, but I wrote them in the shittiest way. Anyway, the first joke you had, I had something. Oh, fuck. What is it? Yeah. So I thought the fuck Mabel, that had me hysterical because I don't know many people of many color that have the name Mabel. And if you ever play Poker Keno, it raises the possibility of someone of the name Mabel to have a vast amount of coins on them if you know what Poker Keno is. So that was very funny to me personally.
Okay.
If you have a chance, look up Poker Keno. It's a mix between poker and Bikino, or poker and bingo. Yeah. The booger in the mask joke, I was completely with you, and I think my favorite jokes have to be like relatable, like everyday, to make everyday funny jokes.
Yeah.
And that is, that's an absolute question because I work with people and whatnot. But like, I don't know what you're supposed to do. Like, I don't know if you're supposed to just real quick stick a tissue. I don't like, do I, like you said, pull it off real quick and like stop it, or do I just let it happen? Because eventually, you're going to switch mask, or you got a cloth mask, you're going to wash it. So I thought that was very funny. I would think if you could dig more into that, like, what are the procedures, the masks? We just were told to like wear them. We weren't told what to do with them, in fact, and like how to maintain. And I think that'd be, a tangent, but maybe funny.
I wrote a tagline for it, but I don't know if it was too gross. After a long day of sneezing, I need a spatula to like pry off chip away at the boogers on my mask.
I think that would be hilarious because I could see that actually happening, especially if you get those PC like shitty blue masks. Yeah, exactly. You don't have a cloth one or whatever. You haven't upgraded.
Sneeze
Be
and
that as it may.
Blow your nose and throw them away. Like, what do you do?
I saw someone make a homemade bulletproof vest by using layers of like cloth and like epoxy or something. And what if like you forgot to clean it or something, you got shot in the face and it deflected it because it had like layers of boogers and cloth. Holy shit. Probably make money off of this.
The CDC is like, we should actually wear two masks. You're like, kind of. I have so many boogers in here that it kind of is like two masks.
Yeah. I was also
there you go.
thinking your joke about not wanting to fucking anti-masker. What if it was because I'm trying to think of how to phrase this. Like ever since we had to start wearing masks all the time, I've saved a lot of money on paper bags.
Oh, that's pretty good. I like that.
Okay, I'm gonna just be a perverted person going along the same lines. Like said, since we have to wear masks, I've saved money on like the post-sex towel or whatever the case may be, because that's one less thing. Like,
oh my
if there's
God.
no oral,
oh God.
or I'm a sucker for. There you go, and I'm a sucker for a very good like controversy, especially on a minority joke. If it's good and it's like well searched. So like, I don't know about you, but like in the gay community, a lot of people judge people by this part. Like you could essentially cover up this part, but if you see somebody with big lips, I'm sorry, if you have 4 lips, you're gonna look like somebody else with big lips, because I'm gonna know if the size of the boat it matches the motion of the ocean, is what I'm saying. so like lesbians will be like, this is fine, whatever. Show me this here. I don't care about this up here. I don't care about that. I can cover this with a bag, like you said. This here, What does this do? What does your jaw do under the mask? What exercises are you doing when you're just sitting in that mask? You know, do you wear chapstick under the mask? It adds to the cake or whatever. I think that would be very comical.
Okay.
It's like,
You don't want to cut yourself on any ashy lips.
because if you're not out here with antibacterial chapstick, can't do it because you're not out here with a mask. And lastly, the rap or the comparison of the poor, that was very well done. The back of the bus kind of like,
Okay.
like the back of the They Loud or whatever, they'll like do freestyles on like Eminem 8 Mile shit. What is it called? What is of the Dozens, like mix of the Dozens or plays the Dozens. Wow, I should look that up culturally. It's like who's poorer, who has it worse, and it's still kind of coming up. I like that it's both self-deprecating, but I feel like it's more humbling. It shows where you come from, and I like that you played it off like you weren't the poorest one. It's like every time I tried to be, the poorest one, no, somebody was like, I only wear one pair of shoes a week. Great, that's great. I wear tissue for shoes.
Yeah.
Well, shit, man, I don't have nothing for that. I thought that was very thought out, and I feel like you could dig. Like, there's endless possibilities for that. Like, man, I only had sandals. Sandals, that's nice. I had to go to school, wait for us to get to the lunchroom, and like get out the towels and then tape them together with the school tape I got since the morning. Or something accentuating, unnecessary, but very funny.
Yeah, or like during the winter, I didn't have a winter coat. I just had to wear hoodies. And they're like, "Oh, you wore hoodies?" My mom had to skin herself, and we had to split the coats for warmth.
My mom had 4 kids, so we just took extra shelter from the extra lips that she had hanging from her vagina, and we did the best we could to keep cold.
You had to grow a bush, okay? Who's survival? You had to grow a bush to cuddle with mom. We all
Head up.
Fattest kid.
Oh, you get treated like a tauntaun.
Or the kid that went to bed.
Go Eminem. There you go. Like, mom had no bush, so we couldn't keep warm. We had nothing to stuff our thermals. Mom didn't have a bush, so we were so cold. We couldn't even cuddle up to her. She wasn't big enough.
Okay, these are. I was a little bit worried about how that was going to come off, but these are really good. So I think I'm going to try those when stages open back up here.
Okay.
You still think that's gonna happen?
We might be having to dig with mass pancakes forever now.
Yeah. It's all over. You guys have any more feedback?
Sorry, I'm coming up with a blank. I mean, with some of it using American references, so I didn't get the American references. And with the growing up poor thing, and we were so poor, we couldn't do this and that. It just makes me think about Mum tried to convince us when we were growing up that we were poor so that we wouldn't waste money and be wasteful and, all of that sort of stuff. And I grew up thinking I was poor. And then when I went out into the adult world and compared notes with other people and that sort of stuff, I realized that we're actually really middle class.
Oh.
So I had this really warped kind of perception of what poor was. So I don't know. It was triggering a whole other thought process for me.
Okay. Yeah, I think there's lots of avenues that I can take. I was a little bit worried about kind of making it like I know some people grow up in like hard conditions and stuff, and I didn't want to poke fun at that. I didn't want to punch down, so I was thinking by incorporating my own kind of stories, I could kind of be like, "Hey, I'm a part of this. I'm not just like making fun of poor people."
I think it might make it a little.
Sorry, no. Go ahead.
Oh, sorry. It might make it a little bit better if you say the N-word. honestly, I was thinking. But if you don't want to, I understand. But I just think it might, add to the relatability of it. I think people would like it, honestly. Make sure it's a
Alright.
hard R, though.
Make sure it's a hard R. I got you, man. Thank you.
Yeah.
I was gonna say I feel like coming from like a taste of both worlds, it's never too much or like punching down if you truly felt like the lowest you can go. Like people choose not to see certain things every day. You choose not to see the homeless, but there was lower. Like so there's no such thing as like punching low because you can be at a lower and people, just think that they're at their lowest point. You could have been like you already poor, but you could have already had your hope taken from you. Like you remembered enough at this point now, or you had that hope at that point then to make a joke of it what it is now. So, I've been in the same I had my family that I went to on a regular basis was relatively poor. Like we lived in the ghetto, but I had chance to see people that had made something of themselves as well, and I saw very very few differences, to be honest with you. It's just what you have, but where you came from and what makes it up was very much the same thing. The only difference was some guy was like, I was hurt and I decided not to let anyone hurt me. Now you're a billionaire, you have nothing of mortal or whatever value, and the same thing happens, and he has everything he wants as mortal value, you just have money. But it probably is too deep for comedy, but I felt that because you could be at your lowest point, but I think the epitome of comedy is that I don't care how many times I get knocked down to a lower branch. If anything, I'm going to make a joke. On my last day, I'm dying. Someone's torturing me. I'm in an acid bath. I'm gonna tell you, your mama got a big forehead and she a hoe. I don't care. It's the last thing I said. It's me fighting, one step. It's me saying I'm not going down without a fight. So I besides the worry of you punching low, no, I think you should dig into that, not past your comfortability. But I think that was very, very well done, very well formulated, and it could only be so well if you didn't go through it. You can train and say a line with so much, but if you actually have been through it, like I've actually made noodles with hot dogs that are added seasoning and it tastes like a 5-star meal because all I had was a box of noodles. That's coming from something and lowering it, and like you said, it leaves so many avenues. Because then I go to when you get a chance to go to the fancy restaurants or whatever, I can go in the back. This is $30. I don't need this. This is $30. I can take this $30 and go to the dollar store and I can make something better than this bullshit. This isn't even flavored, boo boo. What is this? What is that? But you grew and you got the quality of things, like you said. When you got a chance to taste quality stuff and you got a chance to hone something, you take it and you keep it. And a lot of people don't do that. I love the forehead close up. Is this? I don't know. But you took that chance. You should run with it. If you experienced it, some people don't have that chance. You should run with that.
Okay, those are good notes. I'm writing those on. Thank you.
I don't think you should care about punching down. Your concern should be whether people laugh or not, right? Gives a fuck why they're laughing. Because I always felt like a joke is it's like a formula, like a math formula. Like you know what you want out of one side, and that's laughs. And the words of the joke are like, the numbers in the equation. Like you're trying to solve for that. Why ascribe meaning to them? You're just trying to get a laugh, right? What I'm saying is you should say the N-word, honestly. Like I just think it would add a lot to that joke. You guys have any more feedback?
I just had a thought. With being poor, quite often poor kids, when they're little, they fantasize about being adopted by rich parents so that they can have all the money and that sort of stuff. And so you could say something like, you were so poor, I just wanted to be adopted by someone who could afford a lotto ticket so that I could, afford hope.
That's good. That's good.
I'm so broke I couldn't afford a second opinion. I think one of the favorite things I've heard on work at a weed shop, but one of my coworkers says the cheesiest shit. He'd be like, "I'm so broke, I can't afford to change my mind," and it's because he uses like the broke, the change, I can't afford to change my da da da, da, and he'll let it slide right off like you did with most of your jokes. That was it. It makes it like very well done.
Awesome, thank you.
Awesome. You guys have any more feedback?
No.
Okay, I guess it's my turn to go over some jokes and premises. Yay! No, I'm just kidding. Not yay. Okay, here we go. Okay, where to begin? Oh yeah, I thought. Okay, all right. Here we go. Having your balls sucked is overrated. You know how I know for sure though? Everyone agrees with. Nobody ever tries to suck their own balls. It's always straight for the dick. Every time. Nobody ever does. Yeah. Also, it's weird to me that like they've invented self-driving cars, but nobody's invented the self-sucking balls. This should have been like way earlier on the docket. Oh yeah. Hold on. I don't like talking to people a lot. I'm a pretty introverted person, but I've been trying to open up more, and I realized a lot of people are actually pretty interesting if you get to know them. And if they're not interesting, you can make them interesting with knives. Plus, you'd probably be doing them a favor. You know, they don't ever have to worry about how they're going to start a conversation or anything. They could just be like, hey, you want to see my dagger hole? People are like, no, nobody wants to see your disgusting dagger hole. Like, what? You guys don't want to look into my sticky, gaping dagger hole? I'm worried, guys. I think I might be infected. Right. Pears are pretty nasty. Like, to me, I hate pears. Like, if every apple on Earth was replaced with a pear, or every apple ever was replaced with a pear, we probably would have never left Eden. But pears are, yeah, disgusting. I mean, the only way I would ever voluntarily eat a pear is if I threw it at somebody and it killed them, and I needed to get rid of the evidence. Oh yeah, I thought of this joke a few days ago. How many squirrels can you fit in an easy bake oven?
How many?
3.
2 on the top, 1 on the bottom.
What?
2 on the top, 1 on the bottom.
2 on the top, 1 on the bottom. Not
For
talking
squirrels?
about gay orgies. Let me see. You think kickboxing is more popular than regular boxing because kicks were invented after punches? Probably a few seconds after punches. Let me see what else. Oh yeah, I looked up Francis Bacon the other day, and I thought Canada's bacon was really weird, but I looked up Francis Bacon, and there was a picture of a person. I think the French might be cannibals, guys. I'm kind of worried. We should probably do something about that. You think that Asian people have a tactical advantage because they can blink faster because their eyelids are closer together? I'm kind of jealous. Like you get to spend more time, with your eyes open. All that time probably adds up. You probably get to, see more of life. Wait, hold on. I used to think that Nicolas Cage was just where they put you when you don't have any nickels. I had a dream that Stan Lee was actually short for Stangelina Jolie, and his whole life was just a role. So she could sneak into every Marvel movie. Did it by inventing Marvel. My nephew found out I was doing comedy recently. It's like weird because he's like a little kid and shit, and he was all like, "Ooh, tell me a joke, tell me a joke," and I was like, "No," and he was like, "Please," so I was like, "Okay." So I was like, "Knock knock," and he was like, "Who needs sex robots when you've got retards?" All right, I'm done. You guys have any feedback?
I like the last one very much. I like the. If you ever do a show with that last one, literally cut off just like that, and somehow and be like, my name is Bilal. That'd be funny as well, because I feel like that was very forward, and you said it clear enough, but if you don't catch up to what you're saying, it's more like, oh, okay, that was the end of. Wait a minute, what?
Yeah, it's a good ending joke for sure.
I thought the whole, you want to check out my dagger hole kind of thing, my gross gaping kind of dagger hole. I mean, there's a Jesus joke there. Maybe Jesus was just really, really boring, and people were trying to make him more interesting.
I can't make jokes about Jesus. That's off limits.
Okay.
It's off limits. All right. I also like that dagger whole joke. I think that was really funny. Also the Francis Bacon bit, that was so like random and like you're like, I thought it was a person? What the hell? What are they doing out there in France? I think that was really funny. I like that you kind of have more of like a slow burn delivery, and that the punchlines are kind of almost like I don't know, they're just softened in there. Like most guys will be like, "Wah!" Like with the punchline, they'll scream or they'll yell it or something. You just let it just kind of like sink in like a knife or something. You're like, "Oh God." Yeah, so I like your style of telling your jokes.
Oh, thanks. I like yours also. That's very good. Do you guys have any more feedback?
Besides the squirrel joke that I was unnecessarily thinking about because I have a tangible mind. I'm sorry, go ahead.
I was a little lost on the squirrel joke too, yeah.
Yeah, so but the weird thing is like I'm a person, I like to think that I have time for the things people don't have time for. So I'm gonna find out this answer, whether it be like metaphorically. I don't care. YouTube is invented, or physically. It's like somebody has probably baked some squirrels.
Wait, you didn't hear the joke? The whole
I
joke?
didn't. Maybe I didn't put what I needed to put together. What was that?
Sure, yeah. Talking will do that sometimes. Not joking.
Makes sense.
It's fun. But no, the joke was how many squirrels can you fit in an easy bake oven? 3. And move on to the next joke. There's no punchline.
Oh, like you've done it. Like you've done it.
Yes,
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's it. That's the joke. But,
okay. Got you. Because I just started thinking about it.
Like, Wagner in the comments. Hey, what's happening? Sorry, what else? What?
I think you should do a little bit more of like, because that went right over my head too. I didn't understand it at first, so maybe put a little bit more emphasis on like, you're all wrong. I checked. It's 3. Maybe something like that, because then I don't know, that connects right away. Because when you said 3, I was like, and like, no, that's it. I'm like,
yeah, I got to change the delivery up on that one. I got to move to the next joke quicker. I think that's it.
Yeah, it was a good set, man. I liked it. It was good.
Thank you. You guys have any more feedback? Well, that brings us to the end of the show. So this is the part where if you have any like anything you want to plug, like any podcast or social media, or if you want to go on an anti-Semitic rant, this is where you do that. Angela, you're up first. Do you have anything?
No, if you want to find me on social media, it's super easy. My last name is super rare. So you just search under my name and you'll find me on social media. Yeah, so that's it.
Awesome. Lexi?
I have a cannabis page if you want to find out the effects of cannabis for whatever reason. You like smoking and watching comedy just like I do. Cannalists, look it up on IG. Lexi Green on YouTube. and just about everything else. I don't have a blanket. I don't have a direct content. It's more blanketed, just how to get through life of things, and start doing this more often. Besides that, I'll see you guys later. Hopefully in a future show.
Last but not least, Danny.
At the Ploppy podcast up here. Yeah, I'm doing parkour this week. I release one every Monday. Last week I did a movie review. Before that I did a weapons chest review. This week I'm trying parkour and learning how to backflip again. So I actually hurt my ankle pretty bad. It's going to be a good one.
All right, be sure to check that out. Well, this concludes another thrilling episode of The Workshop. Bye forever.